Wicked Witch is dead. Well, maybe not dead, but a convicted felon. And that's the celebrations that you're hearing around many parts of the US, Canada, and the world as the great Satan himself has been convicted of felony crimes that still will be debated for generations to come as to what the hell was this trial. Welcome back to the Rant Network. I am David Solomon in Canada. He is Stuart Brisgell in a very confused country of the United States. We are the Rant Network, where we dive into raw, unfiltered issues spanning the news, pop culture, politics, and so much more. Today, we'll dissect yet again one of those craziest absurdities. And we're going to dive into this deep-seated issue because you know what, folks? We really keep it real. This is it. This is what we do. Sit back and relax and enjoy this one. And I don't care what side of the political fence you are on. This one's for you. You know, Stuart, I got to tell you, yesterday, when I heard that Donald Trump was found guilty of all of the charges, didn't surprise me. And the reason I'm saying that is I've never seen or heard of a trial that when you spoke to people in the middle, not the pro MSNBC lefties who want to see him hanged, it's not the people from The View who want to see him in an orange jumpsuit, it's not the people on CNN who are questioning whether the Secret Service is going to go to jail with the president. Go figure that one out. And it's not Fox News or Newsmax that is sitting there going, this is all fake stuff. It's people down the middle without political affiliations scratching their heads going, what is this trial? What has gone on here? And right now, if you look at it, Stuart, I think that your judicial system has one black eye this morning. And if I was an American citizen, I'd be scared.
You know, David, there have been moments in history where in the United States, the Achilles heel was about to be broken, the straw that almost broke the camel's back. However, this country, unlike many others that have tried to emulate its culture, seems to find its way back to center because absurdity sort of goes away with checks and balances. For a moment, people seem to think they have a victory. They're predominantly communists. They're predominantly Marxists. They're predominantly anarchists, because anyone that wants to destabilize the fabric of a country falls under that category, regardless if they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or a Ross Perot fan, if you can think back that far. You know, the reality is Donald J. Trump has been the target of every single system for almost 4 decades. If you think about it, that's a fucking long time that they've been trying to get him. In fact, they've been trying to get Donald J. Trump for longer than any mafia don in history. And you know, the funny thing is, most scholars, Democrat, Republican, and Independent, all agree this judge crossed the line. Mm-hmm. This prosecutor crossed the line. Mm-hmm. And eventually, when that ballot that went to the jury gets exposed, Judge Marchant will be even further exposed. Kangaroo courts exist in Venezuela, Cuba, Russia, China, North Korea. Mm-hmm. The United States literally is not in a peril, but is at a crossroads. We're either going to use the elasticity of the American way to snap back to the greatest country in this earth, and November 5th will literally be that day of reckoning. Now, today you have every left-wing news agency, you're right, David, parading handcuffs, stripes, orange jumpsuits, cropping his face off of his body into different types of appendages. At the end of the day, Donald J. Trump will ultimately be more than likely acquitted. Lock her up. Well, Hillary is on the bandwagon, touring the country, celebrating. A sore loser is a sore loser. And when you're on the school grounds, when you were a kid, there were winners and there were losers. There were no participation awards. And that is where this leftist problem stems from. Am I a Trumper? No. Will I 100% vote for him at November 5th? The answer is yes. And that isn't just my answer. That is more answers from more people than ever before. David, take it for a second.
You know what? I got to tell you, what's crazy, what I'm surprised you didn't go down the road, Stuart. Knowing you almost got there. This court system that we saw today resembled very, very much guys like Putin, Fidel Castro.
I didn't get there yet. Adolf Hitler.
I don't want to go down that road because every time we talk about Nazis, they go ballistic people. So I was just going to try to keep it real about today modern society. These dictatorships. Democracy has checks and balances. Democracy has these abilities to adjust itself and fix itself. And really, when you think about it, Stuart, what was checked off was the Democrats did a wonderful and masterful job of really putting Donald Trump almost every day in a courtroom off the campaign trail to try to help Joe Biden win an election. Now, to me, I found it amazing that since day one, Alvin Bragg and Fani Willis, the DA from Georgia and the DA from New York, sorry, I got that backwards. Fani Willis is Georgia and Bragg's in New York, have both been trying to say that they're going to be the ones to nail Donald Trump. From the time that they were elected till today, they've been both saying they're going to nail Donald Trump. They're going to go down in history as the ones that take down a U.S. president. And Bragg today can, with his last name, brag about his quote-unquote accomplishment. And no matter what appeal that occurs, no matter what overturning, which will occur, because any higher court's going to look at this, Stuart, and already these higher courts have already said there was no case. There was, the judge was out of line. This was a kangaroo court. This is a Putin-style court case. This is a Fidel Castro-style court case. This is what you get in Venezuela. This is what you get in African nations that don't want you to be there. This is what you get in many Middle Eastern countries. And the amazing thing is that Donald Trump was accused, of incarcerating and eliminating his political foes. But the Biden administration here is sitting here going, oh, we have nothing to do with this. We have nothing to do with this. And yet we're waiting for Biden to give a public statement on this. We're waiting to hear all this political nonsense that's going to come through. Now, there's a funny thing happening, Stuart. It's a really funny thing. There's a debate on how should Joe Biden act? Will Joe Biden act like he's acted till now as a pompous piece of garbage who stands up and tells the nation how wonderful he is and he knows everything and he is the greatest thing and he'll just continue licking ice cream and condemn the crap out of Donald Trump, or pardon him? And there are many circles, including on the Democrats, who said, pardon Trump, beat him in an election. Because it's going to look, Joe Biden has nothing, zero to run on. But pardoning Trump would be really an interesting thing. Now, the issue is Robert De Niro will lose his mind, and the View ladies are going to lose their mind. And the people in Michigan and Minnesota have already declared their independence from the United States of Palestine. And it's just going to be one of those, He's so worried about losing an election that he can't even think straight. And so I'm curious to see how Biden is going to respond to this political circus. But you know what, Stuart? Donald Trump today is leaving the courtroom stronger than when he left than he went into the courtroom. And that's the scariest thing. How many times have you heard of a felon, a convicted felon, being in a position of strength as opposed to a position of weakness? He's gonna he's you said it on November 5th, he's gonna win an election. He is going to win an election. And folks, not and you said it, sorry, if you don't mind, I love the bells, but the Donald Trump winning the election is got nothing to do with me. I'm Canadian. I can't vote, and I wouldn't want to vote right now because neither candidate is exciting. But Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, you know what? You were right, Stuart. They've been trying to get Trump for 4 decades plus. Okay, but go back in time and go watch some of the YouTube videos. How even the people on The View loved Donald Trump, and other people thought he was great. And his book, The Art of the Deal, and a lot of people who criticize him today had nothing but praise for him before he became a candidate in 2016. So this whole time, the Russian conspiracy, classified documents now, this, that, the road, when Donald Trump will get peace and quiet, Stuart?
When?
When he dies.
I'm listening to all of this, and I'm just chuckling because for me, it's a matter of right and wrong. And the right part about it is they've convicted him. And when they overturn it, they're still going to say,
but he's a felon. He's a felon. That's all they're going to say.
Yeah. And I don't think there's any place on this planet where Biden will pardon him. I think that is just unrealistic in every way.
But what does it tell you when a guy like Cohen, who's he's a liar through and through, was believed? They paraded in Stormy Daniels, a porn star. We talked about her. We've done nothing but nonstop, all of this stuff, and we're still trying to figure out what's the crime. Stuart, they're saying, hush money, hush money, hush money, hush money. There are laws. There's laws with the Sixth Amendment. There's laws with the Seventh Amendment that applied here. And yet, for some crazy reason, every time you bring that up, it's been like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Leave it go. It's as if the law didn't matter in the state of New York.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. And you know what? Again, I'm hoping, and I didn't say this earlier, that the Supreme Court chimes in because a local court has no jurisdiction over federal matters.
I can't wait. But did you hear they already want conservative judges to recuse themselves if it goes to the Supreme Court? This is the mind game. We don't want conservative judges because you're going to overturn it. They're overturning it because the law was not applied here. You had a convicted liar in Cohen. You had no case. You have no jurisdiction. And this judge and this DA crossed the line. And the way the American judicial system is, you got to wait for the appeal for it to be overturned. This is sick. The government, of laws, bullshit. Today, I call foul. Stuart, last word to you, my friend.
God bless America and the insanity that we're dealing with.
God, don't say God bless America. The Democrats will be upset. All right, folks, that's it for today. We are so tired of talking about Donald Trump and this damn court case, but that's what it is. And if you found any insight into this dialogue today, we'll be back doing this again on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday next week. Engage us on social media, folks. Share us. We love your perspectives. We really, really want your feedback. We get it on YouTube. We get it on social channels. We're getting it direct by email. Visit us at therantnetwork.com. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Keep the conversations alive, folks. Have yourself a wonderful weekend and stay